Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to day 15. I'm so glad that you're here because we get to learn an exciting new concept today that is going to blow your mind. But I know that you have it inside of you. I know that you can do it. But as always, we start with what? What do we start our day with every day in math? Well, it's the problem of the day. Are you ready for our problem of the day today? I am. Let's read the whole problem and find out what's going on. Kate and her sister combined the candy that they received. They're good friends. They're good sisters. Debbie had 32 pieces of candy while her sister had 42. So we're talking about Kate and Debbie, and they've got some what? They've got some candy. That's exactly right. If they ate 35 pieces of candy the first night, how many pieces did they have left? Oh, my belly hurts thinking about eating 35 pieces of candy in one night. Don't try this at home. Don't try this at home. All right, so let's get started. Who and what are we talking about? Kate and Debbie. So we've got these two people that we're talking about. And what are they talking about? Candy and a bellyache too, by the way. So they're eating some candy and they're having this, they're putting their candy together. So pause the video right here and come back and tell me what is your answer. Let's compare notes and see how you did. All right, so when we looked at this, we have to start with Kate and Debbie, and we have to find out how much candy they have all together. So Kate has 32 and Debbie has 42, and they put all of that together. So if they have 32 plus 42, what do we get when we add those? We get 74. But is that the answer? No, because the question is how many pieces do they have left? And if we're trying to figure out how many pieces they have left, we need to do a second step. So we've got 74 pieces of candy, but it says right here that they ate 35 pieces of candy. So that's when we have to go into our second step of our problem. We have to look at 74, the amount of total candy we have, minus how much they ate. 74 minus 35 is 39 because you can't do 4 minus 5. You don't have enough, so you have to regroup and you get 39. So they have 39 pieces of candy left. And sounds like another bellyache to me. I hope you got the same answer. Now, let's get started with our new subject. I'm so excited to be here to teach you this elapsed time. I'll be with you over the next 4 days to really get some information in on elapsed time. But first, what is elapsed time? We all know what time is. We've been spending a lot of time on working on telling time, but now we're going to talk about elapsed time. So I want you to pause this video right here and follow this link, Lesson 15, Link 1, to learn more about what elapsed time is, what it means, and what we're going to get started with. I'll see you back here in just a minute. All right, well, welcome back. So when we looked at elapsed time, we're really talking about time that goes by, a lap. Think about a lap that you run, and we're trying to figure out how many laps, how much time that takes you as you run through there. And so we're going to really look at different times that are going. So let's get started. Are you ready? So we know that an easy way to count is talking about either an hour or half an hour. Those are big numbers for us. And an hour is the easiest way to count. So from 6 to 7 is 1 hour, and we can figure that out really easily. Well, let's look at our first problem that we have today. So in our first problem, the first thing that we have to do is what we've done for the last few days is figure out what time it is. And so the little hand is pointing on the 1, the big hand is pointing at the 12. What time is that? Did you guess 1 o'clock? If you did, you're absolutely right. All right, so we've got 1 o'clock. Now we have to figure out what time is this now? Well, the little hand, the hand that doesn't touch the numbers, is pointing in between 7 and 8. So you always go back to the number because it hasn't made it to the bigger number yet. So it's 7, and then we need to count by 5s to find out what time this is. It's not 7, 6, because remember, every one of these dots counts for 1. So we go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. The time is 7:30. I hope you got that one right since we've already spent 4 days on working on the time. So now we need to figure out how long the time takes from 1 to 7:30. And let's look at a way that we can figure this out. All right, so now we're looking at this time and we've got 1 to 7:30. The first thing I need you to do is I need you to stop for just a minute and I want you to go get a piece of paper. And on that paper, I want you to fold it in half and we're going to write on it together. Are you ready? All right. So the first thing I do is I'm going to draw a line, a number line, all those things that we look at. I'm going to draw a line. All right, so here's my line. The starting time is 1 o'clock. And the time that we want to make it to at the end of this number line is 7:30. And I know that we've worked on number lines for so long, so I know that you're able to use this. And that number line is just that consecutive. It starts somewhere and it goes into the future. We've done it in reading and biographies and talking about a timeline. We've done it in fractions. We've done it in so many ways that I just want to connect this learning to what we've already learned. So what we're looking at now is if we hop, what could we hop to? What's the next hour? Well, the next hour is 2. 1, 2, count with me. Come on, write this on your number line. 3, what comes next? 4, what comes after 4? 5, that's exactly right. And then what comes after 5? 6. You're absolutely right. Can we make it one more? Yes, we can. We can make it to 7. And so now we're going to look at each one of these hops. And each hop is worth what? That's the question. We want to know what each hop is worth. And when we're looking at this number line, this hop is worth one what? 1 hour. That's important to remember. So 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. So from here to here, from 1 to 7, we know is worth 6 hours. And so we can make that hop. Well, we haven't made it all the way yet, right? Because we haven't reached the end. What is it from this last teeny tiny hop to the end? It's not a full hop. It's not a full hour. So we just need to reach from 7 to 7:30. How long is it from 7 to 7:30? If you guess 30 minutes, you are absolutely right. So let's look at what that looks like on this number line. And so we went and hopped hour, 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 and then we made it to 7:30. And so we have, when we add all those hours together, we have 6 hours and 30 minutes. But the great thing about this number line strategy is we can look at these hops and look here. We can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours and stop because now we have to count in a different way. And now we're counting by minutes. So we have 6 hours and 30 minutes. I hope you got that one. And so here we go. We're going to try again. Now stick with me because I know that this is a new concept. I know it's a tough concept, but I know that you can do this because I know how smartical you are. You're a mathematician. You're a third grader. You're awesome. Don't forget that. So let's try another one. Are you ready? All right. So our time is 7:40 and we go to 10:05. So I want you to draw on your piece of paper that number line and I want you to pause the video right here. Promise you're going to pause and try it on your own. Put 7:40 at the beginning and 10:05 at the end. And I want you to try this and I'll be right back here when you come back. All right. How did you do? Did you try? Did you fail? Is that okay? Absolutely. In my class, I want to always tell you it's okay to fail as long as you don't stop trying. So let's look at our first one that we have right here and see what we can do. Oops, sorry. Let me get back to our correct one. I skipped ahead. I apologize. All right. So we're at 7:40. So our beginning of our time is at 7:40. Now, there's a couple things that you can do, a couple different ways. And I've seen some really cool things to help me not get confused. And I didn't talk about that in the first one, but I want to talk about it in this one. Some people make a mountain to say it's an hour, and then they make a hill, a rounder place to say when we're talking about minutes. And it really helps them to not get confused. There's 2 ways to do this. I'm going to do it one way, and then I'm going to show you another way. I like numbers to be nice and neat. And for me, for a number to be neat, it needs to be at the hour or the half an hour. Well, I know that I can get from 7:40 to what time would be the next nice hour? 8 o'clock. That's exactly right. So I'm going to go to 8 o'clock. And to get from 40 to 8 is 40 to 60, because we can say that when it's at the 00, that's 60 minutes. And that is a 20-minute jump. 40 plus 20 is 60, and that gets me to my next hour. Well, now I can make it easy, and I can make those great big mountains of hours to get to the next time. So what would be the next hour? If you said 9 o'clock, you're absolutely right. And so then I want to put 1 hour at the top of that mountain. So here's my hour. And then 9 plus 1 more hour is what time? 10 o'clock, you're absolutely right. If I add another mountain, what time will I be at? 11? That's too far. I can't go that far. So I've got to step back, and God, instead of making a mountain, I need to make a little teeny tiny hill. How do I get from 10 to 10:05? How much time has passed? 5 minutes. That's absolutely right. Now I need to look at all this time together. 1 hour plus 1 hour is 2 hours. And then 20 plus 5 is 25. So I've got 2 hours and 25 minutes. Let's look at another way that this got solved. So instead of making it a nice, neat, even number at 8 o'clock, they did it a different way. Is that okay? Absolutely. So they added an hour at a time. 7:40, the next hour is 8:40, add another hour, 9:40, but I haven't made it yet. And then they added little mountains to be able to make it 10 minutes, because maybe they weren't as confident at getting to that 10 o'clock. And then from 10 to 10:05 was 5 minutes. So now they've got 2 hours and 25 minutes. Wait, what? They got the same answer? Yes, they did. 2 different ways to get the same answer. Are you ready for one more? Here we go. All right, it's your turn. I want you to take this question, and I want you to pause as soon as I'm done, and I want you to write on a piece of paper, and I want you to try this on your own. You can do this. You are so smart. I know you've got this. So the beginning of our timeline is 6:15. The end of our timeline is 9:10. I'll see you back here in a couple minutes. Try your best. All right, so let's see. What did you solve when you got there? You could have started with the big mountains to be able to get to the next part, and said that I'm looking at 6:15 is my beginning, and I'm going to make a mountain, and that makes me to 7:15. And another mountain makes me to 8:15. And another mountain makes me, oh no, I made it to 9:15. That doesn't work. I went too many mountains, because my ending time is 9:10, not 9:15. I went just a little bit too far. So when we're looking, we go 1 hour, and now we're going to have to take teeny tiny hops. We know quarter hours, 8:15 to 8:30 is 15 minutes. And then we know from 8:30 to 9 o'clock, there's a problem here on this one. We know from 8:30 to 9 o'clock is really 30 minutes. So this is going to take us 30 minutes to get here. And then 9 to 9:10 is 10 more minutes. So we've got 1 hour, 2 hours, but now we need to add up all the rest. So we've got 15 minutes, and then we've got 30 minutes, and then we've got 10 minutes. So when we're looking at this, we're trying to add, I know from number talk time that you've got this down. What's 30 plus 10? 40. That was so easy. So now I've got 40 plus 15 more. So I want you to stop and think, what's 40 plus 15 more? 40 plus 10 is 50, and 50 plus 5 is 55. So this is 2 hours and 55 minutes. If you said that right, you got it. Great job. All right. Well, don't stop here. I know that we solved this, and I know that elapsed time is so new to us, and it is tough, but I've got some great places for you to play. Number one, I want you to go to the curriculum website, and we're on lesson 15 of math. If you click the Brain Pop Junior, there's another great video that will go back and reinforce what we've already learned. And there's fun games to play on there as well. Also, go to Room Recess or Mr. Nussbaum's site, and they'll take you straight to some great learning sites. Keep out there, keep playing, keep having fun, and keep learning. Third graders, we miss you so much and can't wait to see you again. Have a great day.